Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm so excited today. We have another opportunity to start another series on these episodes on the Life Signatures podcast. This podcast is a daily show focusing about purpose, productivity, and resilience. It's in the month of November. Will you believe it? November 2023. I don't know what time you're listening to this. It might be another time. But it's November 2023 that I'm recording this, and I'm telling you, I'm so glad. It's been how many days down the line? There is not a single day that we have missed an episode, and this is nothing but the grace of God giving us all these 300 plus episodes so far, actually 330 episodes so far in this year 2023, and we're continuing to go strong. Today we start another series, and probably this series will push us up to the close of the month of November. We're going to be talking about why consistency on the road less traveled helps to birth purpose. Of course, the past several episodes we've been talking about resilience when we were talking about discouragement. Actually quite a long series talking about discouragement. But let's talk about purpose right now. Why consistency on the road less traveled helps us to birth purpose. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Like I've said very many times in this episode, one of the biggest things that I fight against in my life and also as my calling and as my purpose, it is the status quo. Nothing robs us of our uniqueness, our purpose, our adventure in life like status quo does. A son is born, a child is born, a baby is born, and all the moment that baby is born, we already are steeping them into the already existing status quo, regardless of how unique this baby is. We don't even look at the fact that this baby can be unique. Probably this baby doesn't need to go to traditional school. But all of us, we have known that it's an abomination. It's an abomination for them not to follow status quo. Anyway, I don't know why I said it that way. But I'm talking about discovering your path of purpose by being consistent on the road less traveled. There's a book actually that has been written called The Road Less Traveled by a man or by someone called Scott M. Peck. Quite a read. It's a very big book. Okay, not a big book. It's an old book, a golden oldie, but it's filled with absolute nuggets and gems of wisdom, so that you can continue. If you want to know all about that, you can continue reading that book and know. So as you are listening today in this episode, chances are that you would rather do the normal, the status quo, the ordinary, the tested, the tried, the proven, the known. Right now, it is a choice to either listen to this episode or to browse through social media. What is the road less traveled between those two choices? The road less traveled is to listen to this episode other than do other things. And I'm not doing that to make you feel guilty so that you can be able to listen to me. No, I'm just saying most of the times we are given choices in life. In fact, every working day we're given choices in life. For the most part, a big percentage of the choices we make are not the road less traveled. They are the same old, same old. The path of most resistance is doing the road less traveled. The path where there is most resistance is you'd rather listen to me than browse on social media. That's the path of most resistance. The road most traveled is doing the social media. It's doing what comes naturally or what is easy. What is easy to come by. What is much more fulfilling in the moment. Right now, it might not be fulfilling to listen to this guy, but it is fulfilling to watch some clips of Arsenal scoring goals. You see, the default way of operation for the human being, it is always the road most traveled. It is where there is less resistance. There is utmost comfort. Not wanting to stir the nest, as it were. It's natural for us to operate that way. It is absolutely natural for us to operate that way. We don't want discomfort. We don't want to stir the nest. We don't want something outside of the ordinary. However, the more we're maintaining our path on the road well traveled, the less and less we are growing, and the less and less we are discovering the uniqueness within us and our purpose. Growth and purpose discovery are on the road less traveled, the road of most resistance. That's where you're going to get it. You're not going to get it doing what you did yesterday. That doesn't abuse the senses. Same old. It's amazing how, I get tired of life sometimes. I get tired of the normal. I get tired of running like a machine. That the biggest reason for my existence at the moment is to put food on the table, to survive. And we have these targets that, I've just got to see my kids through school and they're going to retire and build a retirement home. It makes me sick to think that is all there is to life. It makes me unsettled. A lot of times makes me unsettled, and I want to bombard heavens and say, why did you create men? I mean, look at it. Why will people be given life just so that they can just survive, walk through it and die? What's the idea behind life? Very many people would love to know the meaning of their lives and the reason why they are alive today, why they are existing. Very many, I tell you. In fact, for the most part, we all want the curtain to be pulled back, and we want a burning bush experience like Moses had, and we want to hear from God directly. Tell me, why am I here? Tell me right now, right here. Like that American prayer, Lord, I wanna be a patient man. Give me patience, and I want it now. So we want God to tell us. We want an encounter with God, so we can be able to know. I want to know why I'm here. Okay? Would it be nice? Just tell me. Okay? Just tell me why I'm here. Spell it out. Spit it out, God. Tell me. I want to hear the voice unequivocally calling our names and telling us why we were created, and that, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, is not how purpose is birthed. Invariably, it is not. Miles Monroe said, God hid your purpose exactly where He knows you will never miss it, and that is within you. The problem with us, we don't look within. We look to God, okay, which is a good thing, but we also look outside for the most part. We look for the green cards and all that stuff. Nothing wrong with it, but we are always looking outside. We never look within. And sometimes we stop even looking, and we continue surviving. And I mean, it would be great if it happened that He told us exactly what He made us to do audibly. But He wants us to give birth to that particular purpose ourselves. He wants us to get involved in the process. And one of the ways of getting involved in the process, it is to be consistent on the road less traveled. To be consistent on the road less traveled is what is going to make us, one of the ways is going to make us to discover who we are. You're not going to discover, for the most part, you're not going to discover your purpose. You're not going to birth your purpose in comfort, in the normal, in the status quo. I tell you, it won't work. We want things done easy. We don't go on the road less traveled in our lives. Let me ask us this question. Today, if you look at your life today, this month, all this month, probably all this year, if you look back, can you discover a moment? Can you see a moment in your life where you went on the road of most resistance? On the road less traveled by you. When I talk about the road less traveled, I'm not talking about by other people. I'm talking about you and I. There are some roads we have never traveled that we are supposed to be on them. And these roads less traveled are roads of discomfort. They are roads of uncertainty. They are roads of risk. They are roads of daring. They are roads of self-discovery. When is the last time we were consistently there? Sometimes we just go, sometimes we are forced there by circumstances and by situations. We pushed against the wall and all of a sudden we find ourselves against. We're finding ourselves on the road less traveled for a fleeting moment. And you know what we do? When we find ourselves there, we fight tooth and nail like a mind fighting bees. We want to get out. Get me out of this discomfort now. And invariably we get out and we go back to the normal. The normal, the ordinary, the status quo has never birthed anybody's purpose. Because what I'm saying is that if we wanted to discover our purpose, we wanted to birth our purpose, I don't know how hungry you are for it, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. But you will not find it in the same old. You will not find it in the things that you've always done. You're not going to find it in the status quo. You're not going to find it in the ordinary and in the comfortable. It is going to be found on the road less traveled, where there is a lot of resistance, a lot of discomfort. That's where it's going to be. And that's why we've introduced this subject matter, and we want to talk about being consistently there, being held there, on the crucible, on the fire. Going through. There's a song by Ron Kenoly. If you catch hell, don't hold it. If you're going through hell, don't stop. As in, don't stop. Go ahead in there. Stay in there. Keep going. You know what I've learned over the years? I've learned in the few decades that I've been alive. I've learned that if I don't learn my lesson in obscurity and in the fire of difficulty and the moments of grit, moments that require me to be gritty, if I don't learn my lesson, I'm not going to grow. And if I'm not going to grow, I'm not going to discover my purpose. Purpose is not going to be discovered without growth. And we cannot do all those things when we are inconsistent in the path of most resistance or on the road less traveled. We've got to be there. We've got to fold our sleeves. You know what I'm saying? Got to fold our sleeves and put on our gumboots and just make this determination in our spirits and in our walk and say, I am going on that particular road. I don't care how long it takes, but I'm going to discover what it is that is in that road of most resistance and the road less traveled. I am going to know. I have never gone there, but I want to know. It cannot continue to be like this. The people who make that kind of a decision invariably are people who are going to grow, are people who are going to discover something about them that even a university degree can never compensate for. Such a discovery, it's treasure. Tomorrow we're going to continue talking about these things, but until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.